Have you ever wondered what triggered the dramatic shift in Europe from the Middle Ages to the Renaissance period? This wasn't just a shift in years, but a monumental transformation in the way people thought, created, and lived. Picture a world that had been shrouded in what we now call the Dark Ages, a time of strife, plague, and a general sense of gloom. But as the 14th century rolled in, something started to change. This was the dawn of the Renaissance, a period that spanned 3 centuries and brought about a remarkable rebirth of art, science, and philosophy. So, what led to this sudden shift? Well, the Middle Ages were marked by constant warfare and the devastating Black Death, which wiped out nearly a third of Europe's population. This period of turmoil and loss made people question their understanding of the world and their place in it. As the dust settled, a new class of merchants and artisans began to rise, driven by the desire for knowledge and the will to question the status quo. This was the beginning of a movement that would slowly but surely pull Europe out of the darkness and into the light of the Renaissance. The Renaissance, or rebirth in French, marked a dramatic break from the past. People started to challenge the Church's authority, leading to a boom in humanistic thought. This period witnessed the rediscovery of classical Greek and Roman knowledge, and with it came a renewed interest in science, literature, and the arts. Imagine a world where the likes of Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Galileo were not just celebrated, but encouraged to push the boundaries of their respective fields. That's the kind of environment the Renaissance fostered. But it wasn't just about the arts and sciences. The Renaissance brought with it a shift in societal values too. Individualism became a celebrated trait, and the idea of the Renaissance man, a person who excels in multiple fields, was born. The Renaissance was not just a period of time, it was a cultural movement that forever changed the course of humanity. It was a time when people dared to dream, to question, and to create. A time that continues to inspire us even today. What if I told you that the Renaissance gave birth to some of the most iconic works of art we admire today? Yes, that's right. This period, spanning from the 14th to the 17th century, was a cradle of artistic innovation and exploration that forever transformed the world of art. Let's delve into the heart of this artistic revolution. The Renaissance was a period of rebirth, a time when artists began to break away from the rigid religious themes of the Middle Ages and instead started to explore the beauty of the human form and the world around them. Among the pioneers of this transformation was a man named Leonardo da Vinci. A polymath, a visionary, and an artist par excellence, Da Vinci's works, such as the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper, are not just paintings, but masterpieces that continue to captivate us centuries later. His intricate understanding of human anatomy, his attention to detail, and his commitment to realism set a new standard in the art world. But the Renaissance was not just about Da Vinci. Another name that echoed through the corridors of this artistic revolution was Michelangelo. Known for his powerful portrayal of human emotion, Michelangelo was a master sculptor, painter, and architect. His works, like the Statue of David and the Sistine Chapel ceiling, are prime examples of his ability to breathe life into stone and color. These artists, among others, propelled the Renaissance into a time of unprecedented artistic innovation. They dared to question, to explore, and to push the boundaries of what was considered art. Their contributions laid the foundation of modern art as we know it, and continue to inspire artists even today. The artistic revolution of the Renaissance left an indelible mark on the world, shaping the way we perceive beauty and creativity. It was a time of exploration and discovery, of breaking away from the old and embracing the new. And in doing so, it forever changed our understanding of art and its potential to reflect and shape human experience. Did you know that the Renaissance period was also a time of great scientific awakening? It truly was a period that challenged the status quo, pushing the boundaries of knowledge and understanding. Many of the scientific concepts we take for granted today were nurtured during this period of history. Imagine a world where the Earth was considered the center of the universe, a notion deeply rooted in the minds of people. Then along came Nicholas Copernicus, a Polish astronomer, who dared to suggest something revolutionary. He proposed a heliocentric model, placing the sun at the center of the universe, not the Earth. This was no small feat, as it contradicted the geocentric model that had been accepted for over 1,000 years. But the scientific awakening didn't stop there. Enter Galileo Galilei, an Italian polymath. Often referred to as the father of observational astronomy, he took Copernicus's theory and ran with it. Galileo invented an improved telescope that allowed him to observe celestial bodies in unprecedented detail. His observations of the moon, the stars, and the planets provided further evidence supporting the heliocentric model. Galileo's work wasn't without controversy, though. His support for the heliocentric model brought him into conflict with the Catholic Church, which held the geocentric model as truth. Despite facing opposition and even house arrest, Galileo's perseverance and dedication to scientific truth laid the groundwork for future generations of scientists. These are but two examples of the scientific revolution that occurred during the Renaissance. The period was marked by a thirst for knowledge, a desire to understand the world around us, and the courage to challenge long-standing beliefs. It was a time when science began to separate from philosophy and religion, laying the foundation for the empirical method that forms the basis of modern science. So, the next time you look up at the night sky, remember the pioneers of the Renaissance who dared to question, to explore, and to discover. Their contributions forever changed our understanding of the universe and our place in it. The scientific awakening of the Renaissance period challenged long-standing beliefs and set the stage for modern scientific thought. Can you imagine a time when people began to question the world around them and their place in it? Such was the vibe during the Renaissance, a pivotal period that saw a profound shift in philosophical thinking. Before we delve into the heart of this metamorphosis, let's paint a picture of the pre-Renaissance era. It was a time when life and thought were predominantly guided by the Church. The spiritual realm took precedence over the earthly, and faith was favored over reason. But as the 14th century unfolded, the winds of change began to blow. The Renaissance, often hailed as the rebirth of classical learning, brought with it a new school of thought called Humanism. Humanism was a radical shift from the religious focus of the Middle Ages. It placed human beings, their abilities, and their experiences at the center of philosophical discourse. Rather than seeking divine intervention or attributing events to destiny, people began to explore the power of human agency and the potential of the human mind. One of the key figures in this philosophical evolution was Niccolò Machiavelli, an Italian diplomat whose writings challenged conventional wisdom. He proposed that human beings are not inherently good or evil, but their actions are driven by circumstances. This idea was groundbreaking. It invited people to take a more pragmatic and less judgmental view of human nature. But the philosophical evolution didn't stop there. The Renaissance also saw the emergence of skepticism, a philosophical approach that questioned the certainty of knowledge. This too was a radical departure from the unquestioning faith of the Middle Ages. Now, why does all this matter? The shift from religious to humanistic thinking during the Renaissance was a catalyst for further intellectual exploration. It laid the foundation for the Enlightenment, which in turn shaped modern philosophy and our contemporary worldview. So, when we reflect on the Renaissance, we realize that it was more than just a period of artistic and scientific revolution. It was a time when people dared to question, to think, and to challenge the status quo. The philosophical evolution during the Renaissance period played a crucial role in shaping the modern worldview.
What if the Renaissance had never occurred? How different would our world be today? A thought-provoking question that takes us on a journey to explore the profound legacy of the Renaissance. The Renaissance, a period spanning the 14th to the 17th century, was a time of significant transformation in Europe. It was an era that witnessed an explosion of new ideas, a rebirth of knowledge, and a revolutionary shift in art, science, and philosophy. The artistic revolution of the Renaissance left an indelible mark on the world of art. The period gave birth to the idea of realism. Artists began to study light, human anatomy, and dimension, leading to a shift from flat, two-dimensional figures to lifelike, three-dimensional ones. This artistic legacy continues to influence modern art, encouraging artists to push boundaries and constantly strive for realism and depth in their work. In the realm of science, the Renaissance sparked a sense of curiosity and a desire to understand the natural world. This led to the development of the scientific method, a systematic approach to inquiry that is still at the heart of scientific research today. The period served as a launchpad for the scientific revolution, paving the way for groundbreaking discoveries and advancements in fields like astronomy, physics, and medicine. Philosophically, the Renaissance reintroduced the world to humanism, a school of thought that emphasized the value of human beings, their capacities, and their achievements. This shift away from the divine and towards the human has shaped our modern societies, where human rights, individual freedom, and personal fulfillment are highly valued. The Renaissance also brought about a cultural shift with the development of vernacular literature and the democratization of knowledge. The invention of the printing press made books more accessible, spreading ideas across Europe and beyond, fostering a culture of literacy and education that persists to this day. The legacy of the Renaissance is woven into the very fabric of our modern world. It has shaped our understanding of the universe, our place in it, and our perception of beauty and art. The Renaissance, a period of extraordinary transformation, has left a legacy that continues to shape our world today.